Yes. And we're
Okay.
back to Real Chill Conversations, everyone. Welcome back. And I have a special guest in the building with me today, which is Bella. And today
Hello.
we're,
Hi,
hey, thank you for joining me today. And of course, Brent, you all don't see Brenna because she is not feeling well. So we wish her a speedy recovery. And we're gonna talk about today. And I want to give credit to the people who gave me this topic, which was two different people. So it's people that I know, and I told them about the podcast, and they were like, "Hey, that's a very good talk. I got a very good topic that you can talk about on the podcast." So I'm grabbing their topics to talk about it today. So we're gonna mix two topics together, and the first one is gonna be when enough is enough, and the other one is why do men choose younger women? Are you ready?
got it.
Okay, so this episode isn't just about age. It's really just about effort, expectations, and where people draw the line in a relationship. And I think that's very important because respect, I'm starting to see, basic respect should be the norm for everybody, right? In a relationship. But some people don't feel like it is. Okay? So, I don't know. It's we're going to get into it more. We're going to get into it more. That was one of the questions that I brought up on the Facebook page, on my Facebook page, because I wanted to know if, men appreciated respect from a woman. Just basic respect, you know. But then you do have some men that they actually like the little toxic sprinkles in there too. So,
They
and I
do.
mean, this was just personal preference, I guess. Some people are raised different. Some people didn't have the same upbringing as other people. So I could see why other people feel differently, and some people really don't care. And you have those as well. But today we're gonna start with: do men prefer younger women because they're easier or because they require less accountability? How do you feel about that, Bella?
I think that is both. I think that is both. They definitely pick younger women. Younger women can be molded. Younger women may not require as much as an older or whatever their, the equivalent age. And I just think it's both. If women
Eh,
are not, if a younger woman is not requiring certain things of a man, then he may be um, easier to go with the younger woman.
What
It's
are
less.
some requirements that older women have, though?
Um, I think that requirements for are like boundaries of what I expect for if we're starting to date. Like, are you opening the car door for me, or are you actually paying for the dinner, or did you actually come up with the date? Because I think that that could be a thing that older women will require. Pick some place, tell me where we're going. Don't just
They
have me
said
picking such a place.
there was
Yeah.
a joke that was mentioned, actually, when my this person was giving me the topic. Actually, he
Mhm.
said there was a joke that said that older women, men prefer to date younger women because the older women be like, yeah, something wrong with my refrigerator. I need you to come see about it. Like, or
What?
something is wrong with my car or something. Like everything is like really bigger expenses than a younger woman would have, which is just to upkeep herself. So give her, it's cheaper to give her money here and there for some getting some nails done, or getting her hair done or something like that, than bigger expenses when it comes to older women. What you got to say
Oh,
about that? I thought
I
that was
thought,
funny.
well, I thought that was cold. Well, I thought you was right. Come fix my refrigerator. You know, but they're
Like
like
those
for
are big
real.
expenses.
That is expensive. Yeah,
Come see what's wrong with my
um,
stove, baby. Come see what's wrong with my air, my heater.
come
He
on through.
mentioned that. I thought that was
I don't.
funny. I thought it was funny.
Oh my god, that's a good one though. Yeah, come fix my radiator.
My radiator.
Yeah,
Come
I mean
fix my radiator.
those are quite expensive requirements or
I
requests.
still get
They have older women have expensive requests, more expensive than a younger woman, I guess. But I
yes.
mean,
And at what point do you stop loving someone and start? Okay, so let's go back to my other topic of the boundaries and when enough is enough. That was a good little laugh.
yeah,
Um, where at what point do you stop loving someone and start choosing yourself? Because I think a lot of people stay way past the time frame, and then they call it loyalty. Well, I'm loyal to this. But when a person keep crossing the boundaries with you, is it fair to keep saying just because of the time frame that you all been together? Is it fair to keep taking on um disrespect from that person?
no, I don't think that it's fair to either parties, especially to yourself. Especially when you become aware of the situation and your boundaries have been crossed too many times, and therefore you're ready. If you're tired enough, if you're not going to tolerate that anymore, then it would be a good time to have some self love and move on, knowing that
Absolutely.
it is hard, and maybe you have put in a lot of years, and maybe you have called it loyalty, and maybe it was loyalty, but then you wake up and can say, oh, now I can be loyal to myself and get out of the situation. So I think that is when you wake up, when you finally are aware of and are done tolerating that you're not putting yourself first.
Right. Patrick Robinson said, enlighten the person of the problem.
Enlighten the person of the problem. Yeah, and even when you do enlighten the person of the problem, depending on how invested they want to be, if they're going to repair or if they're going to keep breadcrumbing you and making you feel like there is going to be a repair, and then weeks go by, days go by, and it's no effort, then I think it's time to call it,
I
think
think
more
there
of
has
yourself.
been times also, in relationships where we feel unappreciated, and people expect us to play a role without being treated accordingly. When do you draw the line though? Like this is it. Like we
when,
is it
when do
the
you draw the
disrespect?
line?
Because some of it could be disrespect, some of it could be even mistakes that the other person do.
Yeah.
And I get it. We're human, we make mistakes, and so, but the repeated behavior versus one-time issues, is very different. So we can't keep calling it a mistake, if it's done so
It
many
keep
times.
if it keeps reoccurring, then it's time to get out.
That is correct. So that's my opinion. That's how I feel. I mean, you know, this can you don't want to be in a situation where you're going to be feeling drained. And I
Right.
feel like when you don't put a stop to certain situations, it's like that's what's bound to happen because you keep repeating the same pattern over and over and over again. Now, granted, some people, come back to the table as Patrick, as you're saying, yes, solution at that moment. I get it. But we do come back to the table many times. Well, some of us do come back to the table just talking about personal experience and try to fix what's been going on, those patterns, those same behaviors that keep going on and over and over again, and it's like the other person is not hearing you.
But when is enough enough? You keep learning the same
That
lesson.
is true. Yeah, keep
Enough is enough.
learning. So I believe enough is enough when you start to see that the patterns is just not going anywhere, when it's the same thing over and over and over again. And again, you have to worry about your well-being. i
Mm.
I believe that you should worry about your well-being versus trying to stress yourself out and being in a relationship with someone. And that's not just for your partner. I'm talking about even family members or friends. You keep putting yourself in the same situation where you keep getting the same results. I mean, that is just not going to go anywhere unless the other person is willingly to get some help, you know, and put in the work. But you really going to have to put in the work. Okay, we have a paragraph here from
Okay.
Patrick.
Okay.
I was in
Ready.
a I was in a 5-year relationship and she was married. She kept making excuses for a divorce. And I felt like the pattern was lies and both of them were sneaking around, no progress. So I walked out of the relationship. Now she lost her car, house, and been in a shelter for 8 months with 8 children.
Oh, that was a mouthful. It's a lot going on in there.
Mm.
It's a lot. It's a lot of
Wait,
deceit.
were you married to her? Let's see
What,
what he
what was
says.
the beginning of that again? I think he was
I'll read
not
it
married.
again. I was in a 5-year relationship and she was married. She kept making excuses for a divorce. I felt like the pattern was lies and both of them were sneaking around, no progress. So I walked out of the relationship. Now she lost her car, house, and been in a shelter for 8 months with 8 children. That's a lot of kids. Say she needs
So
counseling.
he said he was dating a married woman.
Oh,
So
okay.
he
She
left the
married to her
situation.
husband. Okay, thank you, Patrick. That's what I was trying to clear up here. So yeah, she was married to her husband. Mm.
What what is he asking us? Because he left the situation. So
Well, you left a situation, so I would say that is good that you left, just in my personal opinion. Um I mean, Dating someone is married, like dating, being with someone who is married. And I'm gonna say this because a lot of people was talking about Lotto's situation and whatever they had going on, of the situation of her being pregnant by a married man. And I'm not saying it's right, okay, but a lot of situations and a lot of marriages that people get into nowadays is 2026. Believe me, I've seen it. It's not for love sometimes. Okay. But I probably would have waited, of course, until he divorced, because who wants, I don't know if he's gonna leave her, like it's just a lot of questions in that. So no, I would just I probably would never have gotten pregnant, but yeah, that's another.
I think that's a sticky situation
It is. It
because
really is. Because a lot of people was saying that he married her for for papers and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how true that is, allegedly. But in those situations, it's complex. But because I don't even want to deal with stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't even want to put myself in a position like that because I don't want to deal with that. Like, I wouldn't want to deal with it, period.
yeah, it's stressful.
It's very stressful. Okay.
We have another one.
So the line isn't when they hurt you, is when they keep hurting you. That's the problem. And you start to betray. I think when you allow someone to keep hurting you and keep, disappointing you, you really just putting yourself, betraying yourself in a way, to me.
I agree. You're doing yourself a disservice by not going with your first gut feeling, your instincts, especially if you've been hurt and there's no repair, there's no action to fix it,
And
and then you keep going back.
Patrick said he touched her daughter and
The
still
hus
dealt with him.
Oh, the husband touched the daughter.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
Ah,
Mm-mm.
that's not good at all.
Good thing you're out of there.
Yeah,
Allegedly,
got
we're
it.
gonna say allegedly, allegedly, we're gonna say that. But good thing that you're out of that
Good thing
situation.
that
That situation is very, mm-mm, it's too much. It is. It's a very foul. Like,
Patrick, you're too invested. It's another one. Keep dating.
exactly. Something may come.
It's another one out there.
Exactly. Better, God, let me tell you, if you believe in God, which I do, He could take you out of situations that just
Hmm.
ain't for you. Okay. And a lot of times we are so invested in trying to make something work that really, if we just let it go, that door is going to open up. That
Because you got to
door.
think of those things as blockages. They're blocking your blessing. So you're
Exactly.
you're invested in this woman and her situation, and she has all these children and these situations that have happened that, allegedly whatever, but you're now out of that situation. You have removed the
Yeah.
blockage. So you can go on about your life, move on, and know that you dodged a bullet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you
Where's my
dodged a bullet.
bell? Where's my
Yes,
bell for
ma'am.
that?
Amen.
I don't have my
Yeah.
bell today. Yeah, dodge the bullet. Because sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I have wondered, just previously in my life, different times in my time frames in my life, of course, not now, but I've always wondered why certain things didn't happen. And I was like, but I was so in love and so this and so that. And I think he was the one for me and this, that, and the other. And girl, pause. Okay. Girl, pause. Girl,
Yeah.
pause. Girl, pause. There's a reason for everything. And now that I look back on it, really and truly, after years past, a lot of years, I'm not mad at all.
Hmm.
I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad. Like, I really feel like the bullet was dodged.
Yeah.
Patrick said it was karma on all parties of adultery. Yes, that karma don't be
There
playing.
there you
That
go.
karma, that
And you got
karma,
out of there.
Patrick. I'm glad you mentioned that because that karma doesn't play, baby. And I don't want none of that. I don't
Hmm.
want none of that. I want my peace. I want my peace.
Yes.
I'm gonna stick to my peace.
Find your
You
peace of
know,
mind.
I'm not gonna do that. And that brings me to some. Okay, let's go to the men who prefer younger women versus older women. And that brings me to something I keep hearing men saying they prefer younger women because they're easier and less expensive. And I don't know how true is that. How true that is.
Just gonna say, I don't know. I think it depends on if you find the right one that's, you know, trying to get some money out of you. But if you find a young one that don't have the experience of dating, that you can you know you're molding, or you actually don't have to do much to impress her, then and that right there got a lot to say about that. Because what
Oh.
who is giving you the manual on dating these women, that are not expecting a lot or not requiring much?
That was my son. I'm sorry. But yes. I don't know. I don't know how true that one is. I mean, any men in the building that can give us some feedback
Anybody?
on that one.
Yeah, anybody want to
Because
chime
like
in?
I was saying earlier about the joke that he actually heard, I thought that was funny. And I was like, do older women really do that? Do older women do really be calling me and be like, hey, come see about my refrigerator, my heater.
I don't know. I don't know if they're doing that for real. And actually meaning come and see about the refrigerator. Come see about me.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Do younger women require less financially, but also often accept less emotionally?
Mm,
That's a good question. That's a good one.
wow.
How you feel about that?
I'm just thinking back to being younger, and it's a different time right now. It's a different time. But
It
not
really
having
is.
not having the experience to say how I'm dating, then I think that, it would be easy. It would be easier for a younger woman.
I can't too much relate on that one because when I was young, I never like wanted nobody to take care of me anyway. I always been so independent, and I think one of the reasons why is because I didn't want nobody. I First of all, I like to make my own money. I'm gonna say that. Okay. And I don't want nobody counting my pockets. So I always love to go out there and get it by myself. Like if I had a man that he wanted to spend on me, that was a bonus, to me, but it wasn't something that was needed because I always made my own money. So I never had to, depend on a man financially. Now,
Mhm.
as far as the emotional part, I did require that. So I'm not gonna too much agree with that because like the kind of woman that I am, maybe not other women, but just being young, no, I required for a man to be emotionally invested with me because there was nothing else, that was how we held on to the relationship.
Mhm. Do you feel like um you were taught that, or did you see that growing up? How did you know?
Actually, no, I wasn't taught that. My mom is totally completely different from me.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say that. But and it's nothing wrong with that. Some women, just prefer different things. But I was always just simple, I'm simple. Like I don't require much. But if you're not giving me that emotionally, then yeah, I have a big problem with that. I've always had a big problem with that. Cause I feel like if you love someone, I'm into real stuff. Like real shit, like for real. Like I don't like fake stuff. I
Mhm.
don't. So when I build relationships in a fake foundation, that's just lame to me. And it really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have substance or anything. So we're just there faking. Basically. Who wants to live like that? Who wants to live with just, a fake situation? I don't know. Maybe some people do. I've seen it. Like some people, they don't care as long as you bring the bread home and you got a job and you're paying the bills. They don't care about what the man do because she probably doing the same thing.
But
Honestly,
what about
allegedly.
the values? The values that we have now, that we're older, would you say that they are the same, or have you grown?
I have grown, definitely grown. And I feel like in the part that I've actually grown in is, I don't let things get to me as easily it would have gotten to me at a younger age. I'll say that because I'm more mature. And I was a type that it was one thing and one thing only. And if you didn't, and if you wasn't like this, then it wasn't. It wasn't gonna be.
Got it.
But
Mhm.
as I got older, I had to realize that we're all different. Everybody was brought up differently. Everybody requires different things. And I just expanded my mind and became so more open minded, especially with the person I was with, because he's a very open minded person. He was a very open minded person. So I had to, and I think I thought at first I was like, oh no, like that was the worst thing in the world. But then I got, of course, with age and everything, I started to see that once I opened that door up, I was able to actually see a different side of me as a
Mhm.
person. So I like that. And I like the woman that I'm becoming. Um,
Absolutely.
it's
I think that
always,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking about, being a mature woman and knowing that, younger women are having to deal with different things that we did, when we were young. It's just a different time. So I can see where these men are intrigued and attracted to a younger woman because it is different. It's a different time. And
Yes.
older women, we do have big requirements and big asks. And if you're not capable of, coming through with, then maybe you should date someone that is younger that doesn't require those type of things. I mean, I think that it would be a mature thing to, fit in um where you're supposed to, or where you desire to. Now, if you're wanting a mature woman, and not saying that every one of us are, but it would be a good thing to know that we require these type of things. We have mature talks, and the conversation can go a little bit deeper. Um, just depends on what they're looking for and
And
your
I do
values.
talking, you're right. And talking to older women, just me talking to older women nowadays, um, you know, they say, we know what we want, you know, and we require consistency, and they're not impressed by the bare minimum. So maybe some of them do
Definitely.
require more than the average man would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just me, having conversations with them, because I do have a lot of older women than me around, and just me having normal conversations. I just feel like they're on some other stuff. And if you ain't coming with it, you ain't coming.
That part. Yeah.
And they know it's
Eventually you want
2026. They know it's different, you know. They know it's different nowadays. And I was just speaking about this the other day about younger women. There's a lot of younger women too that just look at the pockets and they be like, "Oh, he could take care of me," you know. Cuz
that.
some young women, that's why they get with older men, cuz they want somebody to take care of them. I mean, let's just be honest, we all grown. Some women do that. So, nothing new.
And there's nothing
Um,
wrong with it.
just face the truth. And some men like that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that too again, because I see a lot of men on social media saying this, that, and the other, and I don't want to be paying for dates to take a woman out on a date and stuff like that. But some men do that, and some man has very well, um, how can I say this? They have amped it up on social media.
Okay.
They really have. So I get it. Some men don't like it, but some men do. Some men will go out there and get their woman, their whole body done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's not sit here and act like we don't know where it's coming from. Because men have amped this up, y'all. I'm not gonna say ain't
I
nothing wrong with it,
agree.
but I'm just saying man has amped it up. Um, it was also said that older women are not accepting struggle love anymore.
Exactly. I agree.
What's struggle love?
Struggle love. What struggle love?
Patrick, tell me, what's struggle love? Let's talk about it.
Struggle love. When we both struggling. When we're not able to pay the bills together even. We struggling.
Wow.
Struggle love. When you are just accepting the bare minimum of the situation, or you are delulu.
He said no
Or
job.
no, that too, or a low paying.
So even if you love a person and they don't have free food, he say free food. So even if you love a person, but if they struggling, that mean no, no, right?
No, no. Let's stop being
Because a lot.
delusional. Stop being in love with the fantasy of what you thought was going to happen, especially if you've put in 3 years and you don't see any change. Where's your ambition? And
I'm
I'm
saying,
not
but what if
saying
he
that this.
lost his job? That's something different. I
So
hold you
that was
down. You my
something
man, you
different.
lost your job, I'm holding you down. I love you. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna stick by you.
But if he's laying on the couch sleeping, we struggling. Why is he sleeping on the couch and not out getting a job?
Yeah.
They're different strokes for
That
different
is
folks.
different.
This
Yeah,
is
that's different. Like
what
if you
should be
just want to be
happening.
lazy and not work and not do what you got to do as a man, then definitely I can't work with you on that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Some men don't want less expensive. They want less expectations. What do you have to say about that?
I'm about to move on. I gotta move on. If you're not if you're not willing to at least think about what expected, no.
No.
I'm delusional and I'm in love with the fantasy of who I thought you could be, of who I thought you could change to be. You can't change anybody. So it's time to move on.
No negotiations.
No,
Okay.
I'm grown. I gotta do grown things. We gotta do grown things. How about that? Moving
I
on.
want to say this. Is it the idea when it comes to um is it easier because younger women um I'm not gonna say that one. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh,
I
now
take it
you got to. Oh, what was it?
not
I'm
yet.
curious.
Not yet.
I'm curious now.
Patrick said I would find a legal hustle. I would get a temp service job. Yeah, anything to, anything you could do to start off with, of course, that would be
I could
wonderful.
tell you have ambition. You hanging in there. You pretty loyal. You gonna find you somebody because even if you lose your job, you out there hitting the pavement. You clean the house and then you
Exactly.
hit the pavement. I like that in you.
Exactly. That's right.
Have potential.
Christian Abara, I like your show. Keep it up. It's amazing. Thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in with us and supporting us.
Keep
Do
tuning
you
in.
think do you think men choose younger women for peace or for control? That was another statement. I mean, question that was asked.
Control.
Control. Because you think when men, older men can control young women better.
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah,
What make you say that?
I would think so. Because being young, you think highly of this man. He's there for you, and you believe you're you're a little gullible. Being young, you don't have the experience of this man is lying. You don't have the experience to say unless you have the manual. Unless somebody gave you the manual on, you're gonna
You
fall for
said
that spiritual
she a
okie
little
doke.
gullible. She a
You're
little
gonna,
gullible.
yeah. Some are little gullible, gonna
Patrick
fall.
said, let's see what Patrick said. He said, I would go after a woman who support me only for the emotional and mental part. And let's build each other on growth. Start nonprofit LLC and first time buyers program and invest assets and let's travel and have a family of love.
Mm.
He said he likes dating women in his age bracket. The young women, we have to teach and show her what to do.
There you go.
Well, that's a good view because I've had different views and I was listening to different men and what they had to say about this and young women and stuff like that. And that was like Patrick said exactly. Show her what to do. Okay. I mean, but that goes for young men too, right? And older women dating young men. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of young men dating older women. I see a lot of that.
it's something to it. I don't have experience in that lane, but could be something to it.
Yeah. And then I heard of older women just are tired of being undervalued. So they actually, go to the point. Well, some women, they actually hit the point where they know how much they're worth.
Hmm. I agree.
Patrick said third eye must be open at all times. At all times, your third eye should be open. And we're gonna leave with this. Did you have any final thoughts, Bella, today for today's episode? I like this. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was an awesome subject. I thought that I didn't know it was gonna flow so well, so I'm very excited for that. But yeah, younger women are, I guess, a commodity when it comes to um, low low expectations because women that are older are expecting a little bit more. Our expectations are a little high, and
Like,
that's
don't play
okay.
with us.
And that's okay. Move on to the next. On to the next.
Patrick said caught you at a great time. Thank you, Patrick, for tuning in with us. I really appreciate that, and I'm grateful for your presence here today and you sharing your story. You didn't have to, but you did, and I love that. So thank you so much, and thank you for everyone watching. And we will be back next Sunday with Brenda in the building, and whoever else is welcome to come up here on this Real Chill Conversations and have a real conversation with us and chill with us.
Thank you. Peace.
Happy Sunday.